it's different with each person. So she decides now, is that something that she was told and heard and hears and decides for herself, or is it so? So again, um, she can answer that question herself, because again, everybody's different. I don't tell everything, etc., about my life and experiences, but on the Skype here, I'm relating to what helps others become more aware. That's the whole idea. So it's not that we uh, always tell our experiences exactly how they are. It just depends, each person, but in some way how it relates and can help others, etc. So that's why we're here. So we don't just become totally silent. Someone may have an experience to where they have pain in their stomach or wherever, and they're shown to not to share the experience. Well, that doesn't mean that it relates to everything. You see? It may just relate to that one experience. And sometimes people are to be quiet about things. Now, many years ago, Rebazar, dealing with the bonds, this is like over 10 years ago, he would tell me on the real site, don't tell anybody. Well, I have to tell people. you know, this is the situation with these private placement programs that I'm dealing with. Uh, when you apply, I mean, it goes through the FBI, it goes through the governments. They all know me around the world, and it's a little bit funny. It's like, don't tell anybody, but I have to tell people, and I've told other people. Maybe I've told too much, but at the same time, I will face it. I will deal with it. And so that's a choice too. I remember one time when I was talking to Claudie, and she said to me, this is one of the seers of years ago. She said to me, uh, even when you're told to stop or whatever, you just keep going. And she goes, like a freight train, you just keep going. And so, yeah, I do. And I remember that experience one night. This was, when was it? Oh, it must have been 8, 10 years ago on the real site in Huntington Beach, where Rebazar led me across the street, the Pacific Coast Highway, to the beach. And then all of a sudden, all the real guides came in front of me, 50, 100 of them, and they were blocking me. And I just said, get the F out of my way. And then they kind of all parted and go, yeah, yeah, right on, see? So, again, we are the risk takers. It's a risk taker, adventure we're on. So even if Rebazar or Gopal tells you something to not do it, you have free will. You decide. And what do you think? They'll hate you? And I'm not saying, you have the intention to go hurt somebody or whatever. Sure, they're going to say whatever. They're going to say, you may not want to do that, as an example. So you look at it to where it makes sense. You look at it to where, well, you deal with it. You see? Just like I chose to, go through all creation. It's nuts. It's totally nuts. And that's where Rebazar showed me this gigantic walnut. It's like, that's a tough nut to crack. And it's like, what else we got to do? So the thing is that, yeah, it's totally nuts. And it bears on me. I get beaten up. I get whatever. I can barely walk sometimes. I'm carrying this load, kind of like that picture, that statue of Atlas carrying the world. I know that. But I'm willing to face it. Now, not everybody is. So you want to go with the idea that, oh, I'm not supposed to tell the experience? Or do you want to take the risk to see what's beyond your decision? You decide. Claudie and Sandy, they were shown to come to Mexico. They were given the choice. And things can be opposite. And at the very last moment, Rebazar told them no. don't go. And so they replied that to me, oh, Revizar told us not to go. And I kind of remember talking to Claudia. I said, well, you know, you decide. Could this be a test? You see? So how do we get through creation? We face it. We take the risk, no matter what is said or told to us. Again, look at the sun. What is it showing us? What is the is showing us? And what makes sense? Okay, maybe you're going to get attacked. Maybe you're going to get hurt. Maybe you're going to be destroyed. I don't know. Each person makes a choice. But for the most part, most people, what do? They choose to do nothing, and they go back to their personal life and play with little things like auras and initiations and masters and gurus, whatever. And they think that, oh, you know, I was told or shown not to do this or whatever. So what comes of that? Again, it's all choice, isn't it? So we're on this big adventure, and I would say, looking at the experience that Gopal is showing, so in other words, there's this huge influence there, and the giant black ink pen or whatever it is represents that, and this ink being put everywhere, this darkness being put everywhere. So is it so that this idea to where, oh gee, if your stomach hurts, you're not to say something? Well, what if you do? Is it going to hurt worse? Are you going to die? Or maybe it's going to go away. You don't know if it's a test or not, do you? And they're always testing people to see if they will take the next step. Just like in the military, they test you to see if you'll climb over that wall or you run up that hill and crawl under machine gun fire. Will you do it? Or will you stay in the barracks and just play games on your cell phone, thinking that, well, I'm safe here? You see? So, yeah, it's very interesting what we all go through here. Who can say? It's all choice. And from those choices, you find out, you figure it out, because that's where your awareness comes in. And Kelsey, like myself, I've been through it. I'm a testimony, and so are you. You came here, you were the little gal, you took things for granted, you know that, and it's okay. We all go through that. Now you've went through your hell and all your stuff. Now you have a better view. You're figuring it out, and next time, and this time, you'll do better. So you're always new. You can always step up and look at those that, you know, they're still floundering out there, and that could be the rest of their life. And when they go into the next worlds or the astral realm or wherever, they're not going to know what to do because they're going to be so emotionally attached. And that was Albert too. I saw him before he left, the day before he left. He was very arrogant with me, saying, I'm not going to give you the money. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do anything. And then and I saw him walk off with Revizar. And again, Revizar looked like Rod Serling of the Twilight Zone. I knew it was Revizar, but he was showing that image, saying, you know, basically saying, without saying, this is where Albert's going. He's going into the Twilight Zone, where everybody's confused. And those episodes, they're very interesting, like the series One Step Beyond in the 60s. But everybody's confused. They don't know what's going on. They don't see it. But as they take the risk and start to investigate and put their experiences together and the experiences of others, they figure it out. But again, does it make sense to hesitate with something that sounds good and doesn't make sense at all? So the sun is still shining, and it's totally clear of all ideas. So it's a choice, isn't it? Every single moment, just like showing up here. It is a choice, your choice. And so how are you going to see what you don't know or can't see if you don't take the risk to see it? So, and then again, no obligation. It's up to you. Have fun deciding. As we go through this, Yes, people have experiences, they have questions. It's all okay. But just know that as we keep going through it, you will see what's going on and it'll be okay, even though you have to deal with it. I have pain every day. I go with it. It's okay. I don't complain about the pain or whatever. I let people know that, hey, I get attacked too. I'm not immune. Paul did too. He took on all kinds of things. And so that's how it is. And so you just do it. So if I'm here today and not tomorrow, that's how it is, but still facing it. So again, everything's okay as each person keeps going and doing what they're doing and look at the awesome experiences and sharing. It's very, very important. And for this world, she's helping so much that she doesn't even see. So it's just terrific. So, it's stepping up time because there's no safe place on earth, but make sense of what you do too. Be okay at the same time. Just don't go crazy, but little at a time, and it will expose itself. You'll get the answers that you need, but you still got to deal with it. So again, it's like a mother and a child. This is a big child to us. It's like we're taking on creation here, and it's the big child. And so there's going to be good days, there's going to be bad days, there's going to be naughtiness, whatever. But we keep going to see who wants to get through it. That's the best part, because that's what all of us want to do. We want to wake up to what's real so that we're okay and we're with the best beings that are awesome. Yeah, that's so cool. More so than any thrill here in the physical. But at the same time, do what you do. Eat popcorn, go to the movies, have a date, whatever. You know the focus, you know the idea, you'll figure it out. Yes, thank you so much.